What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map, playing as Loki. His name is Matreiuss. His opponent today in the red color playing as Ra. His name is Moore. Yes, we've got the Battle of the Off-Gods here. Not too long ago, Matreiuss took out Joe in the kind of first Civ battle that we put together, where Matreiuss basically just played Loki the entire series, wasn't able to take out every one of Joe's civilizations, including Joe's Isis. But Isis and Ra are completely different beasts for Loki to deal with here. So we'll see what Moore's got in store for Matreiuss's Loki here, and if he's going to be able to deal with it or not. And also, we'll see what Matreiuss has got in store, because unlike the classic Loki player, who kind of only knows how to go Hall of Fame's Herser, Flaming Weapons, Timing, and Prey, Matreiuss has got a little bit more depth in his Age Mythology understanding, and therefore he can apply that to Loki and not get so stuck in Loki strategy and try and work out ways to win the game a little bit differently. So if we can talk a little bit about the options that Loki has got at his disposal against Ra. Option number one is obviously Hall of Thane's Herser. It's really, really strong if you can get a very good heroic age and get a Migdol, or sorry, a hill fort down on your secondary gold mine. Then you can defend against the rock grades and kind of be okay. The problem is, if your opponent gets to Son of Osiris, you kind of need Ballaster against the Son of Osiris, or a really, really big push onto the army with flaming weapons while the Son of Osiris gets caught out of position. We saw that Matreiuss managed to execute that Son of Osiris killing strategy against Joe's Isis. So we'll see how it all goes. We've got these deer over here. Unfortunately for Matreiuss, he hasn't actually found his Aurochs just yet. So he's going to be in a very, very difficult position. Moore, on the other hand, is going to be happily eating all 4 of his Aurochs. That's 1,200 food right there. So he's going to be super happy about that. It might be worthwhile jumping onto these chickens as well with some villagers and seeing what he wants to do. He's also found this relic over here, the Staff of Dionysus. That's huge. It does mean that you can kind of skip husbandry if you just go straight onto farms, but there are these herdables here, so you probably want husbandry nonetheless. It's probably not going to be that much of a use, but it does give you a little bit extra food income gather rate if you put it in when you're farming, for example. And yes, that's a good thing there. As you see, the villagers still doing everything they need to. Got the Boots of Kick everything over here for Matreiuss, which, let's just say, that's kind of exciting. Boots of Kick Everything is an S+ tier relic for Loki players, because it allows the Herser to go from 4.62, they go up to 5.72 a speed with Hall of Thanes, and then plus the 10% again is an extra like 0.4, which means they're going up to like 6.1, 6.2 speed. Absolutely insanely quick Herser, and that's going to help out a ton in this matchup. So I would be surprised to see Matreiuss not picking that up here. And still, unfortunately for Matreiuss, he hasn't spotted his Aurochs over here. I tell a lie, he has spotted them. There's always an option for Aurochs to spawn on Alfheim, so you do have to be somewhat aware of that and look for it where they potentially could be. We are seeing a lot of villagers on wood right now, so Matreiuss might be thinking about a fast second town center of sorts here. Moore, on the other hand, just about to be advancing. He's going for a delayed advance time. There's nothing really wrong with this against Loki going for a 5-minute advance time. I actually think that it's arguably a little bit stronger. The idea being that you want to be doing some sort of fast heroic off of one town center, and then you can go in with Axemen or Chariot Archers and be in a decent position there into the Mythic Age off of one town center. Going 2 town center against Loki is very, very risky, and more not deciding to not do that makes a lot of sense here. I've seen this lone villager moving forward very, very early, dropping some walls here. Early walls are super cheap, but super expensive at the same time. Yes, they only cost 6, 9, 12 wood. Gold. But this villager here is losing out on gathering time as well by coming forward here. So you're also probably losing out 10, 15 food or whatever resource she would have been gathering otherwise. So that's another thing there. So more making a good choice to do that there as he's going to be pulling back off of that hunt. Doesn't want to deal with any early aggression or anything as the town center is coming up. Walls coming down for Matreiuss as well. So we are seeing a bit of a boomy variant of Loki, and I love this. He's got 7 villages on wood in the early stages of the game, obviously thinking that farms are going to be very, very important. If you're playing Loki and you're in the classical age, you don't have access to irrigation, you might need to jump upwards of 30, 40 farms in the classical age to support Hersa production and everything else. As we see this Ulsark still scouting around, trying to get some good stuff happening here. Now, Moore does decide to take this second town center. He's got no idea exactly what Matreiuss is doing here, but he decides to go straight on this town center, which is 100% the right response against the 2 town center Loki. So he's made a good response, even though he doesn't know what's coming for him. So that's great for Moore. We'll see if he's going to be able to make something of it. Unfortunately, for Moore right now, he's actually got not enough villagers on food here to support these 2 town centers. Now he's got 8, but he's going to have a little bit of idle villager time here as the game continues on. This random Wadget in the middle of the map looking very, very precarious there as the town center is still coming down very, very slowly for Matreiuss as he's eating his cows right now. His farm's coming out. Does he have plow? Yes, he does. Plow, husbandry have come through, and the town center is going to be coming up now for Matreiuss beautifully here. So we'll see how this is all going to go now as we're continuing along. Lots of gold in the bank. We do see Shadoof, plow, husbandry. No pickaxe just yet. Oh, pickaxe has come through for more actually. So very nice. And not only that, he's pulled villages off of wood, which is very, very interesting. I actually prefer to, depending on what you're trying to do, I prefer to leave villages on wood so you can get shaft mine. But if Moore is going for this 3rd town center super early, super greedy, but could be a really, really good way to play considering Matreiuss has gone 2 town centers himself. So Moore is matching greed with more greed. And we're starting to see some more walls coming up. The troll on this location has spotted the Auroch. And the Ulfsark's going to finish off these walls down on this location. Do we see any upgrades? Not just yet. Look at this. Look at the speed here. 5.04. Absolutely huge. More villagers pumping out onto farms. As Matreiuss might be able to start making his Hersa now. And Moore will be just about ready to throw farms down onto this town center as well. Cast Rain. Have plenty of resources to boot. The problem for Moore right now is he should be taking the time to secure this gold mine because he knows his opponent is 2 town centers, not able to put so much pressure on him. But he hasn't done that. He does have some good gold mines up on this location over here and this location, but he should be fairly aware that Matreiuss has got speedy Hersa, so they can dart around anywhere. We see the relic monkeys here scouting around. Ra finally has a scout. Ra mains rejoice right now in this situation because they can scout out the map with those monkeys. And now Matreiuss, in all of his knowledge, gets on the reign of Moore. So he's going to have a very big boost of resources here now. Unfortunately for Matreiuss, it looks like he could be going to the heroic age here, maybe going for Njord style to try and push this town center, but he doesn't have an armory down yet, and he's only now starting to build units. He's making himself some raiding cavalry. Hersa getting going here. More on the other hand, plenty of villagers going to be coming out. He's on this gold mine on the front here, making some axemen to come in and take down this Hersa, but Matreiuss too smart, going to be retreating back nice and fast here as the axeman does get taken out. And as we're watching a Matreiuss game, we do get raided by Matreiuss. So thank you so much for the raiding party there, Matt. Hope your games went well. And if you guys are unaware, Matreiuss does stream on Twitch, and he streams under the nickname Matreiuss. You can see the spelling right here. So definitely go and give him a sub or a follow and check him out when he's playing. He's one of the best players around today, and a pleasure to watch his gameplay as he's continuing to take this fight. These Axemen going to be doing some good damage here, especially with the help of the Spearmen. So Matreiuss has to retreat back here just a little bit. See the villagers coming over onto this gold mine. Matreiuss does have a beautiful gold mine back here, so he's not got too much to worry about. But there is a real potential for things to go wrong here for Matreiuss as the classical fights moving forward. These longhouses out in the middle of nowhere, not really the best place for them. So we'll see how it's all going to go. Meanwhile, the raiding cavalry coming in onto this position over here, going to be going after these Axemen as best as they possibly can here. Moores now getting himself some more upgrades, applying some more pressure here. Plenty of resources in the bank to pump units. Getting himself the skin of the rhino as well here. As Matreiuss is getting pushed back into his base. The raiding cavalry over here still circling away from this position. Now you do have to remember, classical fight for Egyptian against Norse is really, really strong. You can't really fight head-to-head against the classical fight, but the army doesn't deal damage to you in terms of your buildings. There's no real way for them into your base. We see a bit of a shifting stance coming in by Moore as he is going after this town center. He's going 4 town centers in the classical age. Obviously housed at the moment, so he feels like getting the town center up instead of building more houses is a way forward for him. He could get another 3 houses here, I believe. As a unit still piling in onto this position. Moore's going to be having himself effectively an access to 160 population in the classical age, as we see some houses getting dropped there. Monument to the soldiers as well, role-playing as ISIS. It's not going to be that helpful. As we see the units retreating back here. The Axemen also going to be pulling back as the houses almost up here for 4 more. Priests getting picked off on this position as well. Nice play from Matreiuss to come in and circle onto those beautifully, but Matreiuss in a bit of a trouble. He's in a bit of a problem here. He has to decide, how does he get access to this town center, and then how does he get an advantage in this game? You could go Njord, you could get yourself the Walking Woods Mountain Giant pushing onto this position. Let's get himself an Iron Hiar spawn there, as the Herso now do have themselves Hall of Thanes jumping up to 6.14 speed, as Matreiuss searching around with his raiding cavalry looking for something to raid, but Moore's economy is very well defended at this point. Not only that, Moore's at 151 of 160 population with 31 villagers on food. He could be throwing even more onto food if he wants here. I think if you're spamming nothing but food units and Spearmen, Axemen and everything else, you could go up to 40 villagers on food, and there's nothing wrong with that. As we do see the raids coming over here, nice micro buy, more to pull back his villagers, not losing too many of those. Remember, he did get himself skin of the rhino. As we see this wall getting taken out, we see the Spearmen pulling back, trying to go after these medium raiders here. The Pharaoh comes in, going to start slinging some of those magic bullets in to take out the Iron Hiar as fast as possibly can. Meanwhile, the Axemen jump straight onto those Herso over there as the raiding cavalry get thwarted by the Spearmen. This is really, really nice control by Moore in this game. Matreiuss still in a decent position. He is going through Bragi right now, so he will have access to those battle ball to push in and get a huge amount of damage done. He doesn't have the Herso to get a ridiculous amount of myth unit spawns though, but he has split his army up nicely, so we'll see where he's going to go with these units as the raiding cavalry is searching around. He's at 26 villages on food. He's probably going to be thinking about getting himself immediate irrigation here to get himself just a little bit more food income. As a raiding cavalry not able to find too much just yet, and Moore is now full villages, 4 town centers, tons of gold in the bank. If you want to go full lame here, you can throw a bunch of towers up over here, a bunch of towers up over here as well to prevent any sort of flaming weapons attack to really deal damage. But now we're seeing Moore go through Sekhmet here. This is dangerous. Sekhmet's not really that good of a god in a lot of ways in this matchup. The big advantage of going Hathor here is you get access to the rock, which allows you to protect your Son of Osiris so it never dies. But with Sekhmet, all you're doing is maybe giving yourself a little bit more population and maybe a safer town center in a way. As the battle ball are streaming in onto this position, Matreiuss has got himself 112 of 130 population, trying to make all the battle ball out as best as he possibly can. Thank you for the 13 months, Howard Hughes. Appreciate your subscription, my friend. As the Battle Ball not able to get in onto this position, tons of wood in the bank for Matreiuss. He's slowly putting more buildings down. You definitely need to get a lot of these. As we see a watchtower coming down onto this position. Meanwhile, the gold mine over here, 2,000 gold in that one. A little bit dangerous position for Matreiuss to be in. There's the second one coming in. As the Battle Ball going to come onto this position. Citadel Center does get created onto this position. Gives himself 15 damage. 3 arrows coming out of the Citadel as well to push these units away. So Matreiuss is going to be able to hold there. Moore's going to be able to hold there as well. He's also got himself Masons. As we see the Battle Ball now going to move up to the top side of the map. We do see flaming weapons getting thrown down onto this position, giving the medium raiders 17.6 damage as the Battle Ball are going to be making their way onto this town center. We see the Migdol Stronghold coming up over here as Matreiuss is pushing in. Does he have himself a market yet? No market to sell that wood. Still more longhouses getting produced. Doesn't have himself heavy raiders just yet. Is he researching it? Yes, he is. It does take a hot second for that to come through at 30 seconds there, but it will research. It's the Battle Ball going to tear down this barracks and start looking to take out this position here. We take a look at Moore's position. He's on this gold mine. He's got plenty of gold all over the map that he can go to. And the Battle Ball now start going after this town center and seeing what he can do, as the villagers on this position getting taken down fairly nicely with those heavy raiders coming in, looking mightily scary here as the priests do pop out all at once to try and take down these Battle Balls. Now, the Battle Balls do have 60% PS armor, so they are kind of getting tickled here by the priests, but still going to go down eventually here. We'll see if the town center is going to survive or not. More at this point, he's got plenty of resources in the bank. He's got his barracks up. He's got everything being produced at this point. He's just not quite able to deal with these Battle Balls just yet because he's not Mythic Age. If he gets Mythic Age, he gets Mummies, he gets Son of Osiris, completely fine here, but it looks like he does manage to barely hold on to this town center with 646 HP remaining. Matreiuss, on the other hand, right now is on the way through hell. He's advancing to the Mythic Age. He's going to have access to the Nidhogg. His villagers finish up on this gold mine. He's in a very, very dangerous position now. And Moore knows it, as Moore's been trying to set up towers over here to prevent this gold mine from being grabbed. Where else is the gold? There's a gold here. There's a gold here, here, up here. Potentially, Matreiuss could sneak this gold mine up there, but he is going to be sending everything over onto this position. Right now, 170 population for Moore to Matreiuss's 113. So it's a huge difference, and there's tons of priest out to deal with a Nidhogg as well. So Matreiuss is going to have to make this work for him. Moore, on the other hand, doesn't have his market up just yet. Is he building one? Not just yet. But he could buy food, advance to the Mythic Age here, get himself Son of Osiris, get himself Mummies, and be in a really, really good position here. We see the towers coming up over here. There are only watchtowers at this point. As we see the watchtowers are getting torn down by villagers. Villagers do get a bonus against towers, so you do have to be a little bit careful with where you position them or put buildings around them to defend them. As you see the Pharaoh coming in to help out just a little bit here. Fortified town centers coming through for Moore as well. So he's going to jump up to like 190 population very shortly, as we see the Nidhogg getting dropped in onto this position already. But there's so many priests here already as the spearmen are massing in onto this position. The Ulfsark's coming through to try and push more back. We see the Nidhogg dealing with these units nicely. This Nidhogg does 30 hack damage, 40 crush damage with splash damage to boot. It's an absolute menace here, but it looks like Moore maybe not able to quite defend here, especially with the Fire Giant coming through. So Matreiuss manages to live here and producing a couple more Fire Giants. Unfortunately for Matreiuss, he does lose his Ox Cart, so we will be seeing some more Ox Carts coming through for Matreiuss just to make sure that he's going to be able to continue mining gold over here. The Fire Giant getting some more good damage dealt on this position. We see the Nidhogg flying over here, potentially could start going after these villages. We do see Migdol Stronghold and Fortified Town Centers here. Moore is now at 160 of 190 population. No resources in the bank, but he is advancing through Osiris here, which is going to be a really, really big deal as the Fire Giants moving in onto this position, going to try and take these units down. Fire Giants not going to get that special ability off, but we will see that this location for Matreiuss has been secured. The problem for Matreiuss still remains. He needs a town center. He needs to take this Citadel center out. And we'll see, can he manage to do that with his fire giant is the big question. We see the raiding cavalry coming in onto this position. The town center, it's got fortified town centers, citadel, and masons. So it's going to be a very, very tough one to take down. But these fire giants do a good job of it. And right now, the fire giants seemingly are the target of the Citadel Center, so not going to be doing any damage to the rest of the army, so Matreiuss more than happy to continue to fight through here, as we see a handful of priests getting some good damage done onto the Nidhogg. Remember, the Nidhogg does have 2,000 HP, so he's going to stay here for quite some time. He'll be getting some good damage done onto the Chariot Archers here, as they are all huddled up here, and the damage just gets dealt so fast, but the heavy chariots able to really take that Nidhogg down very, very fast, as Osiris has come through now for more, as we see some siege towers coming in here to help out as well. And it seems like the Citadel Center will not be falling on this day, as Matreiuss has to pull back here. Moore at the moment does not have access to the Son of Osiris because he doesn't have the Pharaoh out. There is the Pharaoh right now, so he does. So he can click that at any time here. And it's going to be a very scary moment. Still Moore with Spearmen out. No upgraded Spearmen. Moore's just like, nah, I don't really like upgrading my Spearmen. I'll just leave them at 70 HP and not much remaining there. As he's pushing forward, this Nidhogg's going to get a couple of hits down, but the Chariot Archers could come in and deal with this nicely if they so choose, as we see the Pharaoh wandering forward right onto the front here. We'll see if this Heavy Raider is going to spot this or not. Meanwhile, Son of Osiris does get clicked here, and he's going to be going straight after these units. Hits that fire giant there very nicely. Now we're going to start seeing Ballister. So Ballister is scary. They've got 30 range, easily able to kill off the Son of Osiris with said Ballister. So you do have to be very, very careful. But it is still a 50 population differential here, as the Ballister does pop out. Matreiuss' economy, gigantic. Moore's economy, equally gigantic. We don't see any trade routes started here, which is a bit of a disappointment for Moore. When you're 4 town centers, it's really worthwhile going up to like 100 population, 120 population of economy, just so you can afford everything, especially with Egyptian, where you might want to be building some mercenary as well. As we're now starting to see the fortified Citadel Center getting targeted down by the Ballister. This Mummy here getting a little bit out of position. We'll see if Matreiuss is going to attempt to push in and take this one down here. You see the Mummy coming through. The hearse are going to come in, circle around this one and take it down. The Mummy will go down in just a couple of hits here. It tries to take out a raiding cavalry, but not fast enough. Meanwhile, we see Moore taking the position in the middle of the map here, utilizing this forest line to take out some of these longhouses safely from afar. Meanwhile, still only 1 Ballister, so the Citadel will never go down here, basically. I wonder if Matreiuss has got an idea to try and push in on this town center instead of the Citadel Center, as the Son of Osiris getting just a little bit of out position here. Got to be a little bit careful here. We see some catapults coming in onto this position to take down the hill forts that are coming up here. It's very important not to lose buildings as Norse, because it takes a very, very long time to rebuild them. So you got to be super careful there, which is exactly what Matreiuss is doing. We see this wooden wall getting taken out, as Matreiuss might want to come after this location. Matreiuss does have access to the technology Rampage, which doesn't want to let me know what it is here. There we go. Bit of a bug. Negative 95% myth unit training time. Does cost a fair bit of favor. But if you can throw up a temple on the back here, then you can build a bunch of mountain giants and take down a town center very, very fast. So we're seeing the Son of Osiris finally starting to get some damage done as the villagers coming over here onto this gold mine. We do see a mountain giant spawn onto this position here, as the Son of Osiris does get pulled back over on this position here. These fire giants could go to town on these chariot archers, and it's exactly what Matreiuss has seen. Look at that damage there. Boom. Dead chariots. They're all getting picked off. They're absolutely huge amounts of damage on this position, as Moore trying his darndest to hold on here. He's doing a good job of it, but he's only at 150 of 190 population, so he's currently losing units way too fast. He definitely needs mummies. Mass mummies would be really good. They're really cheap. He's got 100 favor in the bank, 25 favor. You could build 4 mummies out straight away and be able to kill off these fire giants very, very easily here. So we'll see how it's all going on here. So we see the Spearman now going after this Mountain Giant. The catapults moving back over here. We see, look at that, Son of Osiris still getting taken out very fast by these Ballista, or I should say not necessarily fast, but the damage is continually coming through here. It's really, really nice to see the Ballista idea here against said Son of Osiris. As the Fire Giant coming in, going to hit the Son of Osiris even more. 89 HP remaining as Matreiuss's army is slowly getting dealt with. He does have to be very careful not to lose these Fire Giant, because it's the big reason he's able to win these fights so effortlessly, I guess. As the Nidhogg coming back over here, and in that moment it looks like Matreiuss decides that the game is lost. There's Catapult coming over onto this town center here with a bit of a side raid. I'm not sure exactly what HP this was on, but it wasn't quite taken out. The villagers were moved. There's no rock here to keep this off, so I think Matreiuss wasn't quite lost in this position, but he just felt like he couldn't continue here. Moore's just slightly in front, and this pressure would have continued to mount, and I think maybe, just maybe, Matreiuss could have eventually pushed through here. But there is the problem of this gold mine running out, not necessarily soon, but it running out and then having no gold mines remaining for him. So GG, well played by Mort. Good map control style here. Grabbing those 4 town centers nice and early. Matreiuss not able to make any sort of push work because he didn't make the he didn't have anything to really push forward with the flaming weapons. I mean, flaming weapons works really well with Mass Hearser because you get all the myth unit spawns, but then you have to deal with Axemen, which effectively deal more damage to the Hearser than the Hearser are dealing with flaming weapons. It's a bit, you know how it is. But a really nice win here for more. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.